The most popular girl in school, Liu Rui, and the ugliest girl in school drowned in the schoolyard. In a few minutes, both of them were about to suffocate to death, but their classmates rushed to save rruyan. No one wanted to save the ugly girl. I was the only one who gave her life support. The others thought I was crazy. Seriously, I dared to do this, but only I know. Fuendai is not ugly at all. This is just a joke on her part. Findin didn't want to be the center of attention too much because of her beauty, so she chose to make herself ugly as an unusual tactic. And the reason I know her secret is because I am someone who has been reborn. According to the memories of my previous life, Findai will become someone important in the future. The president of a multi-million entertainment group, and I became the top leader of the gaming industry because we belong to the same high school and university. In the eyes of many people, they should be the perfect combination of talent and beauty, but for various reasons, they missed the chance to be together. Until King died, he revealed that he had always had secrets since high school. He liked the regret of not getting married in our previous life, which could not be helped. Now that I have been reborn, I must make the most of this opportunity. The next day, after school, I realized that Liu Rruyan had been staring at me in my past life, when I was stalking her every day. I just thought it was annoying, but when I didn't pay attention to her for a day, she felt that something was missing in her heart. Liu Rruyan comforted herself non-stop. She thought that I was probably playing tug-of-war to get her attention. Suddenly, it was time to get out of school for the night. Liu Rruyan quickly put away her school bag, stood up and walked towards my seat. She gave me the opportunity to take her home. Although she still had that haughty tone, I, who was putting my school bag away, paused. Then he raised his head and looked at her. Liu Rruyan, if you have any problems with your head, you should go to a psychiatrist to get checked out. I didn't give him any consideration. Then he turned around and left. My firm reaction was also beyond what Liu Rruyan expected. Seeing that my future wife had already walked out of the classroom with her school bag, I quickly grabbed my school bag and followed after her as I saw my walking figure. This made Liu Rruyan a little hard to accept for a moment. At that moment, a sarcastic voice. The voice sounded next to Liu Rruyan's ear. I would say you should slap her and then give her a candy. Turning her head, she saw that her best friend Chen Yu was standing to the side. She had a spectator smile and said to Liu Rruyan, "To fish you have to have the appearance of a fisherman. Lin Bei must be tired by now. He should be a little more proactive at this point. Active. Then, wait for him to take the bait before continuing to fish. That works for all men." Liu Rruyan had a moment of enlightenment upon hearing this. At that moment, she didn't know that Liu Rruyan, her best friend, was plotting something against me. What she also didn't know was that Rruyan had treated me like this before. It was all the idea of her good strategist. A short time later, I arrived at school pushing my bicycle. When I reached the door, I saw Findai's wife. I was about to scream when I realized something was wrong. Daji, wait for me. I spoke loudly. I immediately attracted the attention of everyone around me. Fuin turned around when he heard me. His frown relaxed when he saw. When Lin Bei arrived, he relaxed too. She stopped to wait for him. I pushed the bicycle. Fuindai walked over to Fandai's side and patted the back seat of the car to signal me to take her home. Fuindai let out a sarcastic laugh. "You're going to take me home. Don't you know that I'm going to play Jiuba after school?" Hearing this, I smiled tenderly and said, "I know, but I can also take Huba with me." Looking at the smile on Lin Bei's face, Finda always felt that something wasn't quite right. However, she thought it best to leave it at that. She simply waved her hand to indicate that she could leave on her own. The reason she did this was because she wasn't actually going to Juba, but rather going home to study. Going to the bar frequently is just one of her little vests. She didn't expect that, upon hearing this, I wouldn't give up. Instead, I persisted in taking her along. Fuindai, seeing this, took a deep breath and glared at Mumu in front of her. "Lin Bei, if you think I ate lunch, then we are friends. Then I can only say that you think too much. We're not friends. Our relationship is only that of classmates." After yelling, Findai kept observing Lin Bei's expression. In reality, she also deeply regretted yelling at Lin Bei. She was really afraid that after yelling at her, Lin Bei would completely ignore her. What Fu Qingda didn't expect was, the expression on my face didn't show the slightest change. She replied with a warm smile on her lips. Our relationship is that of colleagues. That's true, but it can also develop into friendship. It can even go a step further. I didn't realize that after saying one step further, Findai's face immediately blushed and Dilly blushed. My one step further. Actually, I wanted to establish a good friendship with Findai first, but Findai thought I wanted to be with her. Suddenly, my heart was beating wildly. She held back her excitement and muttered under her breath, I don't want to fall in love before the exams are over. However, I couldn't hear clearly because her voice was too low. Seeing that, I couldn't help but ask, what did you say? Fui, upon hearing this, quickly made a gesture of disapproval. At the same time, she adjusted her mindset to dispel the blush on her face. As long as I have legs, I don't need you. Do you accompany me? The red star on my face faded. Fui returned to her attitude of not coming near me. Just as I still insisted on accompanying Findai, Liu Uyan's voice came from behind me. Hearing this, Fu Yan said to Lin Bei in a sarcastic manner, Tu Yanyan has arrived. Go take Tuanyan away. I'm leaving first. She possessed a gentle smile I had never before witnessed in her previous life. Brother, let's go home together. Faced with Liu Rruyan's sweet words, I, on the other hand, had an expression of utter impatience. Can you not appear in front of me? Do you know that this is really annoying? These were the words that Liu Rruyan used to say to me before. Now I returned them to her as they were. Liu Rruyan was stunned on the spot upon hearing this. Her eyes began to redden and her mouth trembled. It seemed like she had suffered a great injustice. Why are you treating me like this? She yelled that sentence very loudly. Her loud shout attracted the attention of other colleagues. Seeing this, the people were also stunned. After staring at her in astonishment for a moment, I quickly came to my senses. I pulled Findai, who was still in a daze, and we escaped from the place. The bicycle drove away not far. Findai asked me to let her get off the car. But I completely ignored what Findai said. I directly drove the car to the noodle restaurant. When I arrived, she murmured coldly, opposite me, You can order whatever you want. I'm not hungry, I don't want to eat. Upon hearing this, I also agreed and ordered immediately. Very soon, 2 bowls of noodles arrived in front of me. I pointed at Findai and asked for one without chives. Findai was slightly surprised upon hearing that. She thought to herself, how does Lin Bei know that I don't eat chives? Findai still maintained her posture, but at that moment I didn't pay her any attention, and instead started eating on her own. Seeing the red mark left on the corner of Lin Bei's lips from eating noodles, Findai, inexplicably, bent down to get a napkin to wipe it off, but halfway through, she realized that it wasn't appropriate. She quickly withdrew her hand again. What's wrong with me? She could only feel her cheeks burning. They were clearly just mages. Why would I want to help him wipe his mouth? At that moment, as I was enjoying my meal, I looked up. Seeing Findai with her cheeks flushed, I was stunned. Her pale flushed face looked especially beautiful, as if she had used blush. Lisi came to her senses and saw Li Bei staring straight at her. Her already flushed face became even more radiant. At that moment, I asked curiously, Fui, why is your face red? Hearing this, Findai clenched her fists. She really wanted to punch Lin Bei, the big fool. However, seeing his handsome face, she gave up on that idea again. After all, if she damaged that face, she would never be able to see such a handsome face again. She diverted the topic with the excuse that it was too hot. I didn't dwell on this matter too much either. Instead, I looked at Findai and said regretfully, eat quickly. Once this beef noodle soup clumps together, it doesn't taste good. But Findai still wanted to resist, but her stomach wasn't helping her. Just then, she started screaming. The feeling of hunger attacked her. Good food can even transform the most stubborn individuals into true gourmands captivated by its flavors and textures. Add chili, pour vinegar, pick up chopsticks. Fuinda ate the noodles even faster than me ketchup. In just a few minutes, a huge bowl of beef noodle soup was already inside her stomach. I, who had already finished eating and wiped my mouth, reached out, took a handkerchief, and handed it to Fuinda, but she avoided my gaze, indicating that she could do it herself. I knew that Fuinda was misunderstanding the situation. I thought I was going to wipe her mouth. However, I didn't intend to explain. Fuinda watched Lin Bei as she wiped her mouth. Her thoughts were very active. He is so good to me. Could it be that he likes me? But now the entrance exams are just around the corner. I still don't want to be in a relationship. What would he do if I proposed to him now? Should I accept or not? If I don't accept, he will feel sad, right? An assortment of unusual thoughts flashed through Fuinda's mind while she was deep in her own thoughts. I see that Fuinda has already finished wiping her mouth. She stood up and said that it was time to leave. Upon hearing this, Fuinda took out a banknote from her pocket. She placed a crumpled $20 bill on the table. She meant that she was treating me, but that I would pay the bill. Seeing that, I waved my hand indicating that it wasn't necessary. I told her to keep the money. I'm a monthly subscriber here. My dad comes to pay at the end of every month. Fu, upon hearing this, naturally didn't believe it. Once she heard the boss's answer, a spark of envy flashed across her eyes. Fuinda felt a little envious of having such good parents like Lin Bei. Then, I took her hand and we left the noodle shop. Then I asked her if she wanted to go to Jupia, but Fuinda replied coldly, "Sure, if we don't go to Jupia, then we'll study at home." At that moment, I acted serious. Going back home to study isn't bad either. You always get the worst grades on exams. How can that be? How about we do this? I can give you some tutoring. Upon hearing my words, Fuinda waved her hand indicating that she didn't need it. She doesn't like studying. Studying hurts her all over. He now only wants to go to Hubei. Fuinda is pretending very well. If she didn't know her exact situation, she might have actually believed it. But then my words surprised Fuinda. Then go. I'll go to your house to cook for your grandma. Fuinda's parents work outside. She's been living with her grandma since she was little. Almost none of my high school classmates know this. That's why Fuinda says she's late every day and no one would suspect her in a place like this sans. Lin Bei, what do you really want to do? I was, at that moment, questioned furiously. At the same time, I couldn't help but wonder why she was doing this. Because beneath her carefully disguised exterior, almost no one knows the situation at home. And how did I know that she would return home to cook for her grandma? Thinking about this, Fuinda gritted her teeth. Deep down she felt both anger and fear. Elementary and middle school are all about myself. The family situation of the children left behind. That made her the victim of frequent ridicule. In middle school, she struggled to hide it. I didn't think anyone would find out. I saw that Fuinda wasn't very emotionally stable. I immediately made my position clear to reassure her. We are not enemies. Not then, not now, nor in the future will I be a member. After that I didn't insist on accompanying Fuinda home. After being bullied for so long, she had already closed her heart. Fuinda is now like a rose with thorns. If I wanted to be her friend, I had to remove the thorns slowly. Anyway, I have time, so I'm in no hurry. After Fuinda left, I thought there were more important things to do, so I quickly returned home. If I remember correctly, in the future, the largest elementary school in the area will be built in the old town and the nearby houses will also be converted into prime school zone housing. Thinking of this, I immediately told my parents about my idea of buying a house there. I told my parents about this idea. Although they didn't really believe that it would be demolished soon, they still supported my idea because they had wanted to move house for a long time. They had been delaying for a long time in choosing the location. My idea solved this problem perfectly for them. That morning, I used the excuse of having bought too many breakfasts so that Fuinda wouldn't waste food and eat this breakfast. But Fuinda rejected my good intention, because it has been a long time since she had had breakfast. Her stomach growls sometimes. And Fuinda was already used to it. Although I was rejected, I didn't mind at all. I feel clearly. Her attitude towards me today is completely different from yesterday. Seeing that Findai was not affected. Then I got up and walked towards her with the breakfast while everyone was waiting to see the show. Then I got up, carried the breakfast and walked towards her. I told her not to be so polite. We are siblings. Do you want to see how Linbo pizza? After all, Fuenda studied women's self-defense. Last time, there was a guy who didn't know what he was doing. He patted Fuendai on the shoulder. I was in the hospital for half a month just when everyone thought I was going to get beaten up. She just accepted my good intention indifferently. Right after that, her stomach rumbled unexpectedly. Deep down, she was secretly angry with her little belly. This useless stomach only knows how to complain every day. In fact, being stubborn doesn't bring good results. It was simply a huge embarrassment. At that moment, Findai felt so embarrassed that she just wanted to crawl into a crack in the ground. Just then, Juan walked over. Only I, who was nearby, could hear it. I also made an effort to pretend not to hear him. I stuffed the breakfast directly into Findai's hands. This time, Findai didn't refuse. Looking at the breakfast in her hands, she felt deeply moved. She must have realized that I knew that she almost never ate breakfast before. However, it seemed like she remembered something and suddenly turned to me. At that moment, rruyan arrived, with an examining gaze. Her gaze moved from one to the other. You two are dating. I looked at her impatiently upon hearing that. rruyan, if you have time to spare, you can go find another goblin you're the one who bullies me a lot online. However, Fuai didn't say anything, looking at Fuendai incredulously. I just stared at her for a few seconds. She couldn't bear it anymore. She hadn't finished speaking. Why so fierce? I just want to ask. I so small, just wanted to ask. It seemed like she wanted the whole class to hear her words. Then, she continued by saying, look at how you look. She must have felt that I hit her, and felt insecure. A child raised by his mother but without the guidance of his father. So small. I haven't finished speaking. With a loud bang, Fuendai really didn't give rruyan any concessions. She raised her hand and slapped rruyan. Rruyan covered her red face and looked at Fuendai in disbelief. I, who was standing by, was also surprised to see this. Fuendai did something I always wanted to do but never did. If you really want trouble, go and find someone who is easy to bully. Others may indulge you, but I, Fuendai, will not. After uttering a threat, Findai glanced at Lin Bi without anyone noticing. Seeing Lin Bi looking at her with satisfaction, Findai felt an instant relief in her heart. At the same time, this confirmed to her that rruyan no longer liked Lin Bi. Lin Bei, you are not a man yet. rruyan is not someone Findai can trifle with, but she can take it out on Nai. You just stand there watching. I was beaten and scolded. I said indignantly that she was crazy. When she hit you, I clearly had my eyes closed. A classmate couldn't hold back his laughter. And rruyan, with her swollen face, leaned back on the table. He started crying uncontrollably. In the class, besides Lin Bei, rruyan also had a bootlicker. Chusan was one of them. He was just like Lin Bei in his past life. He was also obsessed with the great Empress rruyan. Seeing his goddess cry so unfairly, Chuhan couldn't stand it anymore. He also wanted to defend his goddess and get justice. He didn't dare to bother Fuend or cause trouble. So he turned his anger towards Lin Bi. Lin Bi, you're still a man? Chuan stood up, pointed at me and shouted. People are bullying Jianyan like this. You don't even dare to make a sound. With that said, all eyes were on me. My hot-tempered friend, Sean, heard this. He was about to get up to go and scold Chusan. Wait, I shouted at him, don't worry. Senan looked at me in confusion. Then a distant and continuous fart sound was heard that resounded through the classroom. I looked towards Chusan, let it out, and it was especially loud. The other students in the classroom all covered their noses. Lin Bei, you're a dog. Gentian covered his nose and couldn't help but shout. Who really dares to fart? If it's not an online platform, I can handle this. He came to my side immediately. For a moment it was hard to tell what I was, I spoke firmly and reasonably. Chusan was so angry that he was shaking all over. He really wanted to say something else. But at that moment the class bell rang. It was suddenly time to get out of school for the afternoon. That day, he ran to me as soon as he could. Sinue tops up 100 today and gives you 100. Are you gonna do it or not? Sinue is an online gambling house. It's not too far from my house. The online machines are pretty decent. Big brother. I pointed to the upper right corner of the board where the countdown to the entrance exam was. He quickly understood what I meant. Then, he was left alone. On the other side, my rruyan had been crying all afternoon. Her sidelong glances kept glancing at me, but I didn't look at her more than once from the beginning to the end. After packing my bag, I walked straight to Findai. Let's go out together after class, I asked Findai with a smile. The setting sun shone on Lin Bai through the window. From Findai's perspective, the evening light that illuminated Lin Bai, it was as if it was something emanating from him. It's enough that he's handsome. His voice was also very pleasant. Okay. Surprisingly, Findin didn't reject her hand. Then I walked out of the classroom with her by my side. Rruyan to one side stomped furiously upon seeing this. Her anger made her look unrecognizable. But you have to admit, everyone named Rruyan has a bit of beauty. Chusan, the little elf who was about to comfort Rruyan, remained completely speechless upon witnessing this scene. It really is pitiful. Why haven't they left yet? My best friend Chen Hu's voice rang out at the classroom door. Rruyan also regained his composure upon hearing Chue's voice. Chu's appearance made it seem as if Rruyan had already disappeared. Unfairness flooded his heart again. Yue, do you know? Lin Bi and Fu Qingda are bothering me today. After hearing the reason, Don Yusha fell into thought. Do you like Lin Bei? Chen Yue asked suddenly. Yu Ruanyan shook her head. Dislike. But it hurt her a lot that Lin Bei didn't chase after her. Across the street, Findai was sitting behind Lin Bei's bicycle. Why? The warm wind blew on her face and she closed her eyes comfortably. If she could sit behind him for the rest of her life and spend the mornings and nights with him, that would also be a very good thing. The corner of Fu Qingdai's lips lifted slightly, forming a smile. What Lin Bella then said, however, destroyed her previously happy state of mind. Are you going to the party? No, I won't go drinking. Qingdai came to her senses and said reluctantly, take me to the vegetable market, please. Gonna buy vegetables at this hour. I'm a little surprised. It seems like the vegetables at this hour aren't fresh, right? They're not fresh. Qingdai surprisingly didn't hide her insecurity. She said it very frankly. I can't resist cheapness. Hearing that, I fell silent. Remember Fu Qingdai's family environment? I feel like everything seems so ordinary. There's a vegetable market near Findy's house, mess. I parked the car outside the vegetable market. I walked in with Findai, walking side by side. Oh, here comes Xiaowai. I haven't seen you buy vegetables for several days. Auntie left a blank space for you. Come and see. Xiaodai, there's a dead fish here, uncle. It's already dead. Anyway, I'll sell it cheaper. Actually, the vegetables and fish are fresh. The reason the uncles and aunts said that was so that Findai could accept it without feeling uncomfortable. The uncles and aunts at the vegetable market. 1. Because they've watched Findai grow up. Why answered them very enthusiastically. I felt a little curious when I saw that. At school, she's known by everyone. The fearsome, unconventional big sister. At the vegetable market, she seems to have become a lovely girl. People here seem to like Findai very much. They don't treat her differently because of her unusual appearance. Before Findai left, Aunt, who sells vegetables, didn't forget to joke with her. Your little boyfriend is very handsome. Hearing this, Findadi's face instantly flushed red. She mumbled that he wasn't her boyfriend, looking at Findai, who was blushing with embarrassment. I didn't say anything. I left the market. A chaotic start leads to the peak of life. Although I know that Findy's family conditions are not very good, I didn't expect them to be this bad. I have somewhat complicated feelings. Huai smiled and said, you didn't expect it, did you? What she said didn't make sense, but Lin seemed to understand what she wanted to express. I said that I really didn't expect it. Thinking of Finday's future achievements, I think she's more like the protagonist in a novel. The collapse of the sky marks the beginning of reaching the peak in life. I rode my bike silently while Fitmi sat quietly. Under her guidance, I stopped in front of a small courtyard. The small courtyard looked to be a few years old. The character for New Year's Day Fu was still stuck on the door of the courtyard. The bright red Fu character had lost some of its color due to the wind and sun. Push the door open and you'll see a small courtyard. Right after entering the courtyard, I heard something drop to the ground. Fuinda quickly dropped the vegetables she was holding. That sound just now should have been the sound of firewood being chopped. I also ran to catch up with her. Just as I reached the courtyard, I saw an old woman chopping firewood. That sound we heard earlier should have been the sound of firewood being chopped. Grandma Fuinda, seeing that her grandmother was fine, sighed in relief. Her tone held a hint of reproach and a touch of concern. I didn't say I would come to help after school. The old lady smiled kindly upon hearing that and replied, as long as this old lady still has some energy. Besides, you must be quite tired after a day of classes. There are a few things I can help you do. I'll help you share a little bit. While she was talking to Findai, the old lady also noticed Lin Bi behind Findai. She asked Findai with a kind smile, "Mel, who is this young man?" Before Findai could introduce herself, I stepped forward and introduced myself. "Hello, Grandma. My name is Lin Bei and I am Findai's classmate." Grandma Fuing looked Lin Bi up and down with a kind smile and said, "This boy is really handsome." Hearing that, I acknowledged Grandma's compliment. "Okay, you've already brought me home, you can go." Fuindai waved her hand at me. Without any rules, Grandma looked at Findai and smiled. "My parents haven't been by my side since I was little, so be understanding." "No problem, Grandma," I smiled at her. "I don't mind. You go in first." Grandma Fuinda pointed me in the direction. "Let Indai pour you a cup of tea. Grandma will come in after she finishes chopping this firewood." "Grandma, let me do it." I didn't wait for the old lady to refuse. I went over and took the axe from her. "You're the guest. This isn't right." The old lady tried to take the axe back. I motioned with my eyes to Fu Qingdai to make the old lady leave. Oi took her grandmother into the house. I soon returned to the hospital. I saw Lin Bei chopping firewood with great skill. Fuanda hurriedly said that it was better for her to do it herself. "It's okay." I pointed to the firewood that was almost gone and said, "Go make a fire first." Wendai wanted to say something else, but the words lingered in her mouth and she didn't say them. Fu Qingdai's grandmother stood by the window, looking at Lin Bi without any expression. Her face no longer had the kindness it had been before. Instead, there was a look of scrutiny. I quickly cut all the wood in the yard. Smoke began to rise from the chimney as well. I headed straight for the kitchen. At that moment, Fuindai was preparing food, but the way she did things puzzled me a little. I said, "Sister Day, you've never cooked before." Fuindai looked at him in confusion. "What I'm doing should be fine, right? I've almost had 10 years of cooking experience, so I wanted to send Lin Bella to rest. I used to live alone in my previous life. Fast food always gets tiring, one day. In order to improve my diet, I often cook myself." I took Findai's tools, skillfully manipulating everything. The girl next to me looked on in surprise, feeling intrigued. Lin Bei is not the only child in his family. His family must have very good conditions, right? In such a comfortable household, it's remarkably unusual for him to cook in Nikkei class. He's handsome, knows how to cook, and has a good mind for making money. This kind of man is simply perfect. In the midst of his infatuation, he quickly came to his senses. The kitchen was hot. He observed how sweat droplets the size of beans started to show up on Lin Bei's forehead. Fuind hurriedly went to look for something. Get ready to wipe Lin Bei's sweat. But after searching, all he found was his own towel. Holding the pink towel, Findai. His cheeks were slightly flushed. After a slight hesitation, he gritted his teeth and walked into the kitchen. He approached Lin Bei. Very carefully, he wiped the sweat from Lin Bei's forehead. I smiled slightly and said politely. Fuin did not respond, but turned around and left. He did not want Lin Bei to see the blush on his face. There, a pot of steaming cabbage is ready. Boy. Fuing Dai's grandmother said to Lin Bei with a smile, "Stay for dinner. You shouldn't refuse an invitation from your elders." But since it's already late, I had to decline the old lady's invitation, because if I didn't come back soon, I would be beaten up. The old lady was also understanding and smiled. "Then let Fuing Dai accompany you." After sending Lin Bei, Fuing Dai returned to the small courtyard. Grandma was standing at the door quietly looking at Fuing Dai. She said, with a laugh, "This guy won't be interested in you, will he?" "What are you saying, Grandma?" Fuing Dai quickly stepped forward and grabbed her grandmother's arm, shaking it from side to side. A young girl dyeing her hair white isn't common, sweetheart. The old man looked Fuing Dai up and down. "Anyway, you'll have your final exam soon. Aren't you thinking about dyeing your hair again?" She knew why her granddaughter had her hair that way. "You've thought about it." Fuing Dai nodded. "But I haven't had time lately. When I have time, I'll dye it again. Let that boy accompany you." The old lady's voice contained a playful tone. "Grandma can see that you like that boy." Grandma Fuing Dai blushed a little and shook her grandma's arm again. "On the way home, I feel especially cheerful. When I feel happy, I want to hum a song." Facing cold gazes and ridicule. How can one feel the breadth of life without having experienced hardships? Fate can't make us kneel and beg. I had barely hummed 2 lines. Then, I suddenly stopped. If I remember correctly, this song seems to be from 2011. Thinking of this, I quickly turned the steering wheel and headed straight to the nearest internet cafe. Just stepping inside, I heard the owner gripe, "Isn't it just a ticket to a Korean star's concert? Why is it so hard to get them?" I went over and asked the owner what was wrong. The owner, seeing that it was Lin Bei, began to vent. "My daughter, isn't it true that she's going to have the college entrance exam soon? She said that after the exam, she wants to go see a famous American celebrity's concert. I want to buy tickets for her online, but I can't get any. I'm dying of frustration. Wong Ba's boss is a famous slave daughter. Is that Talso?" I asked again. Netate's boss nodded. "Yes, it's him. Choan doesn't understand why the girls these days are so fascinated by him. I have a ticket from him. He's interested, boss. I bought the ticket at a high price and haven't had a chance to sell it yet." Seeing that, the boss wanted to haggle and secure it for the show directly. "Don't buy it. I don't plan on wasting my time with NT's boss. Now 4,000. If you buy in a few days, the price will be much higher. The closer the concert date is, the higher the ticket price will be. You're so easy to provoke." The owner of the internet cafe realized that he hadn't cheated Lin Bei, so he quickly reached an agreement. "Thank you, boss." I smiled and took the money and put it in my pocket. I deftly opened the computer. Then, I went to Guaxia's copyright website. Guaxia's copyright website is the largest and most authoritative website in Guaxia. The website belongs to Guaxia's official website. If this song is not available on this website, it means that the song has not been created yet below, because everyone who works in music knows. The first thing to do when writing a song is to register its copyright on the copyright network. The site shows that there is no song named. If there is no copyright on the website, then I am the original author. I opened a text document. I started to write the letter D. In my memory, this song became very popular as soon as it came out. Quickly, the lyrics of the song were written by me. Then, I searched for software online, started composing this song, reading a script. Everything went very well. Once everything was done, I uploaded the song to register the copyright. According to my previous memory, it takes 1 to 3 business days to register the copyright. After finishing everything, I turned off the computer and left. It was already past 8 o'clock when I got home. After quickly eating dinner, I sat down to study in the room. On the other hand, the Liu family. Rruyan was placing a doll on the bed, hitting it hard with her fists. Damn Lin Bei. As if the doll on the bed was Lin Bei. Watching others beat me without helping me also helps others to speak Ali. It's driving me crazy. Under her explosive blow, the doll on the bed had already changed shape. She beat for 3 or 4 minutes. Rruyan didn't know if she had gotten tired of beating or if she had let off steam. She finally threw the doll aside. The intense exercise made her breathless. A blush also appeared on her face. She sat back at her desk, annoyed. Pick up the pink piggy cup. Has Lin Bei really changed his love? She caught her breath. She thought to herself, feeling dissatisfied. Did Lin Bei really not like her anymore? Has Lin Bei really changed his love? It can't be. That's absolutely impossible. She used to like him so much. There's no way she'd fall in love with someone else in just a few days. Lin Bei's attitude is so obvious. I'm still in a state of self-delusion. She knew that she couldn't let Lin Bei go. But her heart was not satisfied, especially when she saw Lin Bei and Fu Qingdai walking together. Her dissatisfaction reached its peak. Tomorrow I definitely have to have a good talk with Lin Bei, see what he really thinks. In the bedroom on the other side. I'm writing in a hurry. An article was finished soon. It's the same as yesterday. I took a picture of the test paper and sent it to Fu Qingdai. After reviewing it, Fu seemed to wake up from a dream. So that's how it was. After finishing chatting, the two of them continued writing the test paper. Just like yesterday, they finished it and corrected each other. At 12 o'clock at night, after wishing Fu Qingdai good night, I started washing up and getting ready for bed. Early the next morning, I quickly washed up and got ready. So I put on my backpack and headed out of the compound. I came to a breakfast shop not far from the school entrance. It was very busy at that time. I bought 3 meat buns, 3 vegetarian buns, and 2 cups of soy milk. As soon as I got to the school gate, I saw Sentian. Oh, you bought breakfast, Brother Bei? Sentian looked anxiously at Lin Bei, but I just put the breakfast behind me. Me and Sister Da have nothing to do with you. Sentian, hearing this, said sarcastically, every day you are so helpful. Could it be that you have really fallen in love with Fu Qingdai? Right? If you have really fallen in love, then tell your brother. Brother, he won't laugh at you. Get out, I said, squeezing her hand irritably. The two of them entered the school laughing and chatting. I just arrived at the 3rd-year floor. Rruyan blocked Lin Bei's path. His eyes were red and by Shixiating there were dark circles around them. He looked like he hadn't slept well last night. Lin Bei, there's no pride on his face anymore. Instead, there was a serious expression. Do you have time? I want to talk to you. That day, seeing that the situation wasn't good, he turned around and wanted to run. I grabbed her by the collar of her shirt. Let's talk. What do you want to talk about? I looked at Rruyan calmly. I apologize for rejecting your statement in public last time. I know I rejected you in public. I'm just asking you. Please stop harassing me. But you know what? I'm actually in love with you. But now is a critical moment. The college entrance exam is just around the corner. After the college entrance exam, you should work harder. Maybe I could accept it. Look, this cake, it's big and round. I couldn't help but suddenly sing the famous song of the Canadian electric eel. Lin Bei. My inappropriate behavior irritated Rruyan a lot. I'm serious with you. I'm also very serious. Hearing that, I blinked and then shook my head slightly. Do you want me to repeat it? I already said that I don't like you. Consider it as me begging you. Stop bothering me. Rruyan has also told me this several times. You can make the expression as contemptuous as you like. I will never forget that expression of disgust. I'm going to the classroom to recite my lessons. Fu Qingdai also smiled and nodded in response. Rruyan looks at Lin Bei's figure and his eyes start to turn red. What should he say? But he didn't. Rruyan's mental strength is really impressive. His eyes, which had turned red, soon return to normal. It's okay, Lin Bei. You're still playing the game of catch and release, right? Since you like to play so much, then I will accompany you to have fun. Back in the classroom, I put some breakfast on Chuang Kai's table. Then he returned to his seat. Then I smiled at him and nodded. Fu Qingdai also smiled and nodded in response. Rruyan, who had just entered the classroom, saw this scene. This scene left a bad taste in his mouth. What's so great about that unconventional guy? If he doesn't have looks, he doesn't have a figure. If I remember correctly, it seems that Chengli from Chuo's class likes Fu Qingdai. An Chengli is not someone to be trifled with. Before, there was already someone who declared his love for Fu Tai. He was severely punished by An Chengli. Thinking of this, rruyan seized the moment. During the break, she went to Qin Yu's class. In a matter of minutes, Lin Bi had already lost his reputation. In addition, the rumors about him being a bit clingy with Fu Tai recently also reached An Chengli's ears. Once, Rruyan Chenyi left, he noticed that An Chengli's face had already turned a purple color like pig liver. His eyes were even redder, ghastly. They knew he was on the verge of exploding. He was already on the verge of breaking. Since there wasn't much time left, An Qin didn't choose to act during the break. He intended to act when Lin Bi went to the cafeteria for lunch. One stopped Lin Bei to ask him what was going on. Right now, I was reading in the classroom. I didn't know that a big problem was coming. A faint smile, barely perceptible, appeared on his corner. An Chengli called a few subordinates to block. They were next to the small forest leading to the dining hall. In the other classroom, Fu Tai, sitting in her seat, was watching Lin Bi's figure. A subtle smile appeared on her mouth. This wasn't how Lao Bai eats Lin Bei's food. Record his food consumption to pay it back tenfold when he gets money. It's not like, my friend, you've gotten rich lately. As soon as he left the classroom, Sentian looked at Lin Bei in disbelief. Why do you always want to invite someone to eat? Speaking of which, my friend, do you have any problems with your head? The two of them chatted and laughed quickly. They came to the place where An Chengli was blocking the way. An Chengli knows Lin Bei. As an outstanding student, Lin Bei has always been Muanshi, the good son that teachers talk about. Lin Bei's photo often appears on the school honor roll. Lin Bei. Han Chengli stepped forward and blocked my way. Seeing this, I stopped and looked at Han Chengli with a puzzled expression. Wow, how could I forget this guy? Chengli has been chasing after Fukundi since the first year of high school. There are two kinds of love in school. One is me, and the other is An Chengli. An Chengli once stated that whoever dares to woo Fukuti is crying out for a beating. Someone, defying the warning, wrote a love letter to Fukuti and as a result, he was humiliated by An Chengli. Since Han Chengli and I were not classmates, I, who have been reborn, naturally do not have too many memories about he. After seeing him, related memories instantly flooded my mind. Big brother An. Tinan and An Chengli also know each other. Is there anything, Sen, and how are you? An Chengli looked at Sentian and said with a laugh, it's nothing important. I just wanted to talk to this fellow you have next to you. When mentioning An Chengli, he emphasized those two words a lot. It seems like messing with him won't bring anything good. Tinan realized that something wasn't right. He hurriedly stood in front of me. Lin Bi is my good brother. Sentian made his stance clear. An Chengli originally didn't want to get into trouble with Sen, and since he got into trouble by himself, then it wouldn't be fair not to beat him up together. He walked over, grabbed Sentian's shirt collar and showed a fierce expression. If they're good brothers, then let's go together. Saying that, he dragged him towards the small forest. An Chengli's 5 henchmen also surrounded me. They signaled for me to enter the small forest. My personality was a bit weak before, but by living off new, you've messed with An Chengli. You already consider yourself hitting a steal. Soon, the group reached the depths of the forest. There are no teachers here. An Chengli behaves even more shamelessly. An Chengli and his brothers didn't speak, just glared at me. This is their usual trick. Normal people can't resist their trick. They can't stand it for more than a few seconds and give up. But Sentian and I are different. He looked at An Chengli calmly as if nothing had happened. Seeing that this move didn't work, An Chengli didn't insist and stopped using it. He had a carefree attitude. Tell me, what's your relationship with Fu Tai? Classmate, I looked at An Chengli as if he were a fool. What other relationship could there be other than that of classmates? An Chengli was stunned upon hearing this, but I heard that you've been very close to Fu Tai lately. An Chengli continued to act like he was the boss. Do you know that I like Fu Tai? In fact, I've been very close to Fu Tai. What does that have to do with you? I know you like Fu Tai, but what does that have to do with me? My tone is also sincere. Sentian, who was next to me, was also stunned. Coming to his senses, my gaze began to search around. It seemed like I was looking for a suitable weapon. It was the first time in school that someone dared to talk to me like that. And Angley's anger immediately increased. Boy, you dare to talk to me like that? You're so brave. I've always been so brave. Okay, I replied with a Taiwanese accent that I learned from TV. Then let me see how brave you are. Angley clenched his fists and attacked me head-on. Sentian, taking advantage of the fact that no one was looking, ran to pick up a sturdy wooden frame. Not far away. I dodged in one leisurely move. Angley missed his blow and was stunned. I took advantage of the moment when Angley was distracted. A punch hit him in the face. One of Angley's eyes immediately turned into a panda eye. You dare to hit our elder brother, so I guess you don't want to live, Sakao. The younger brothers prepared to attack me. Sentian, who received the wooden stick, looked like a god of war. With a bang, the club swung and hit the back of one of the younger brothers. The younger brother, unable to react, fell backwards like a dog eating poop. At this moment, Angley, after receiving the blow, also came to his senses. You dare to attack me, so you don't want to live. I wiped my ears and said impatiently. They just repeat this sentence over and over again. They are a recorder. At this moment, Angley was stunned. He could not control the strength when he was throwing punches. His other eye was hit once more. Originally, he only had one eye like a panda. Now he finally has a pair. Angley is going crazy. He had originally come with his henchmen to confront Lin Bei. No one imagined that he wouldn't even touch the hem of Lin Bei's clothes. They ended up getting punched by Lin Bei. His henchmen also fell too. Angley was completely crazy. He was hitting me haphazardly with his punches. Due to his lack of technique, it was a little difficult for me to dodge, so I decided not to dodge anymore. Resisting Angley's blows, I did to counterattack. But it turns out that Angley has no strength at all. He couldn't control the force while throwing his fists. He slipped and fell like a dog. Unbelievable. I saw the opportunity. With a single foot, I stepped on Angley's back. Stop, everyone, I shouted. I pointed at Anne, who was under my feet. Their leader has already been eliminated by me. He was very unhappy and wanted to refute, but now he has stepped on under my feet. The words of rebuttal were about to come out, but he swallowed them back. At this moment, in the classroom of Class 30, Fu Qinkai was looking out the window, lost in thought. Big Sister Fu. At that moment, a panting voice. Her voice rang out from the classroom door. Trouble. Angley has brought 5 people to ambush Lin Bei. Fuinai instantly came back to her senses. Angley, are you looking for death? Big Sister Fu. Upon seeing this, the follower blocked the path of those 6 in front. Then, why don't you hurry up and call someone? Fuing Dadai screamed and ran out of the classroom at full speed. The younger brother came back to his senses and shouted towards Fu Qingai's figure in the small forest near the dining hall. A moment later, Fuing Da's angry cry resounded from the small forest. Angley, damn you! You dare to harass my people? You just don't want to live. I think that voice sounds familiar to me, and I quickly turned around. Then I saw Fukundi approaching with great momentum. It's already summer, and we just ran at high speed. Fukun's cheeks also flushed red due to the intense exercise. The blush appeared on his face from the exercise. How beautiful, I exclaimed without thinking. Big brother, now is the time to see beautiful women. Senin, who was next to Lin Bei, yelled at, in a bad way. I quickly regained my composure. When the imposing Fukundi saw the scene, inside the small forest clearly, her face showed disbelief. Seeing Fukundi approaching, Angley quickly lowered her head, but, although it was very brief, they still saw the panda mark on Angley's face. She didn't look any further. Instead, her eyes went straight to Lin Bei. As she approached Lin Bei, she grabbed his shoulders with both hands, looking up and down with a worried look on her face. The car wasn't damaged, was it? No, I smiled and shook my head. How could this group of rookies be my opponent? Sister Day, we are classmates, can't you worry about me a little? After that, Sen Tian made a dramatic expression of being very hurt. After all, it was the two of us who brought us to the small forest. Fuin Dai gave Senan a contemptuous look. "Ook. Someone so strong and resilient as you, what could happen? You guys took care of those 6. Fuin Dai still felt that it was a little unbelievable. Upon confirming that Lin Bei really wasn't hurt, Fuin Dai then let out a sigh of relief. His gaze towards Lin Bei also became increasingly complex. Of An Chengli and his little brother. And in fights, he can beat the bullies of his year. Not only can he cook, but he also has a talent for making money. How come I didn't find out? Lin Bei turned out to be a treasure boy. If I'm with someone like that, not only will I be protected by him, but I'll also be well-fed and clothed in the future. Sister Day, I feel a little embarrassed being stared at by Fuing Da. And I reminded him in a low voice that everyone is watching. Fuing Dai came back to her senses and only felt her cheeks burning. Sister Day, we're here. Fu Qingdai's subordinate, the monkey, came with more than 10 people. They approached with great attitude. He quickly arrived at Fuin Dai. The follower saw someone crouching on the ground. An Chengli and his small group. Upon hearing that Lin Bei and Sen Tian had managed them, Fu Qingdai's subordinates were very surprised. Brother-in-law. The monkey approached me in a funny way. How did you manage to be so talented in everything? Teach me, please. That way of calling brother-in-law came out very naturally. Hearing that, Fu Qin immediately blushed and blushed. She raised her hand and slapped the monkey on the back of the head. Stop shouting nonsense. Lin Bell is my classmate and my good friend. Seeing his boss blush, the monkey understood. Clear note. We are all classmates and good friends. Seeing that his boss was about to get angry. And besides, I have nothing to do here anymore. The monkey waved his hand and the brothers retreated. Wait. Then I suddenly called the monkey. The monkey, who was about to leave, looked at Lin Bei in confusion. How many brothers came this time? I asked the monkey. By counting, there are 3 of us in total. I put my hand into the inside pocket of my clothes. I took out 13 100 minus yuan bills from inside. I handed the money to the monkey and spoke loudly. The brother behind the monkey shouted. Each 100. I hope no one complains. Brother Bei, you are generous. Everyone said in unison. The monkey had an uncomfortable expression holding the money. That's not right. The brothers haven't worked or exerted themselves. It's not good to take B's money for no reason. Although monkey is a student, he has a sense of the underworld. The monkey, with the money in his hand, looked uncomfortable. This is not right. Fuin Da didn't say anything, but looked at Lin Bei. Her attitude was clear. Whatever Lin Bei said, that was it. Oh, thank you on behalf of the brothers, Brother Bei. The monkey took the money. All of the little brothers also shouted, thank you, Brother Bei. Wait until the monkey leaves. Sen Qin gave Lin Bei a thumbs up in admiration. Busy, you know how to treat people and also how to get things done. I don't want this to happen again in the future. Even if I don't need Sister Day to speak, they will help you. That's the effect I want. Fuing Tai, who was standing not far away. Fuing Tai's gaze toward Nixeiko's Lin Bei was quietly changing. At first, she thought that Lin Bei was a person who only knew how to study and a fool who only knew rruyan liked. However, as she got to know him more, she realized that Lin Bei had a great mind for business. Lin Bei's recent actions made her notice that Lin Bei was also very astute in interpersonal relationships. It's common to find one-dimensional talents, but multidimensional ones are truly exceptional. They can't be said to be rare, but they are definitely uncommon. Sister Day. Seeing Fuin Da herself, I walked over to her side. What are you thinking? I didn't think of anything. Fuin Da, who had come to her senses, felt a little embarrassed. To hide her embarrassment, she said jokingly, they give you 100 and what about me? With our relationship, who's who? I casually tried to wrap my arms around Fuin Tai's shoulder, but when my move was halfway done, I suddenly stopped and smiled awkwardly. Money, I definitely don't have, but from now until graduation, lunch and dinner are on me for real. Fuin Tai is in a good mood, even rarely beaming a smile. I naturally thumped my chest and said, however, from now until graduation is early. Oh, oh, oh. A sour taste assailed. Zenan stood by with a sarcastic tone. They didn't do anything. You give him 100 and also pay for his food. I only faced 5 and knocked them all down. They didn't even thank me for the food. I know that today, even if I don't fall here, it will take a lot of effort for me too. I went up to Zenan and put my arm on his shoulder. We are all good brothers. Saying this is a bit distant, so from today, until you make me food you take care of it? Zenshan didn't react immediately and nodded, saying that it was fine. You are still human. It takes a while for sentient to react. After reacting, he pointed his finger at Lin Bei's nose and shouted insults at him. Come on, let's eat in the dining hall. I hugged Senen's shoulders and headed towards the dining hall. Fu and Dai hesitated for a moment and also followed. Elsewhere, rruyan was sitting in the classroom, not knowing what was happening outside. She prayed in her heart for Anche Glei. Glei hit Lin Bei so hard that his face was bruised and swollen. Only then could he vent the hatred in his heart. I should go and make some eggs to help him reduce the swelling, or get some ice water or something. He already had a crush on me. Maybe I should be a little kinder and care about him. Wouldn't he become my first pitiful again? Rruyan became more excited as she thought about it. She wanted to run outside to find Lin Bei now. My voice echoed outside the classroom. Rruyan was staring at the classroom door when she saw that Lin Bei didn't have a scratch on him. Upon entering the classroom, I instantly froze. Fukunti walked past Rruyan's table. He glanced at Rruyan discreetly without anyone noticing. That look almost scared Rruyan. During the meal, Fukunti said she was going to the bathroom. Then she called her subordinate on the phone, Asa. He learned that An Chengli was having trouble with Lin Bei, because Rruyan and Chengyu were gossiping behind his back. Fortunately, Lin Bei was fine this time. Fukunti had no intention of charging them either, but he didn't want to let them off the hook so easily either. During an afternoon break he took advantage of Lin Bei and Seng Tin going to the bathroom. Lu Qingdai walked over to Rruyan's desk. She stared at Rruyan intently. What do you want to do? Rruyan was affected the last time she got slapped. She placed both hands on Rruyan's desk, giving off a strong sense of pressure. Let's talk. She stared at Rruyan intently. What exactly is going on with An Chengli? Pressure this intense made Rruyan instantly stunned. She hurriedly explained that she didn't know An Chengli at all. I want to see how much longer she can keep up the pretense. Fuintai smiled faintly and said in a cold tone, Lin Bei has nothing to do today. I can pretend like this didn't happen, but if it happens again, even if I get fired, I want you to learn your lesson. Fuintai's threat scared Rruyan, who paled. I just saw this scene when I entered the classroom. I instinctively asked, what's going on? I didn't want Fu Qingdai. Rruyan has some kind of entanglement. But Rruyan misunderstood what I meant. She thought I was worried about her. In the blink of an eye, her eyes were already filled with tears. Rruyan stood up and quickly ran towards me. With a helpless expression on her face, she said, I'm not bad. Digi hasn't bothered me. I'm fine. Please don't blame Digi. Fukundi, seeing this, was stunned. She pointed at Rruyan, trembling with rage. Fukon's stubbornness prevented him from offering any explanation. Have you bothered her? I asked Fukundi. A flash of disappointment crossed Fukundi's eyes. Then he nodded stubbornly. How are you bothering her? I asked again. Fukundi didn't answer, just looked at Rruyan coldly. Rruyan raised the corner of his lips slightly, showing an expression of absolute trust. How come you're bothering me? I looked at Fu Qingdai curiously. Can you say that again? I didn't see it before. Rruyan was stunned when she heard it. No interest? Lin Bei also shrugged. Nah. The anger in Fu Qingdai's heart disappeared. She shrugged indifferently. Yeah. I just scared her with a few words. You didn't bother her that much either. Rruyan couldn't hold it in and started to cry. I, on the other hand, had an expression that I didn't see or hear anything. She returned to her seat. When the bell rang, the teacher entered the classroom. Seeing Rruyan crying on the desk, the teacher was quite upset for no reason. The previous misunderstanding caused the little good feeling he had left towards rruyan to completely vanish. She threw the book in her hand onto the table in anger. The classmates were startled. Rruyan raised her head with red eyes. The head teacher frowned and spoke coldly to rruyan. If you want to study well, don't do anything stupid. If you don't want to study, then go home now. After sobbing a few times, rruyan stopped crying completely. Teacher, I suddenly raised my hand. The head teacher looked at Linbi with a satisfied expression and asked what was wrong. I want to change seats, I said to the head teacher. The head teacher, confused, asked, who do you want to sit with? Fuqing. My answer was a little beyond the head teacher's expectations. The head teacher didn't know what had happened next. The rumors about Lin that she had it stopped at this stage where I like rruyan. Give me a reason. You should know that the college entrance exam is just around the corner. Changing seats at this time is absolutely taboo. You also know that classmate rruyan's grades haven't been very good, period. As a student with good academic performance, I feel it is necessary to help my classmates who are not studying well to improve. I said this fairly and firmly. If it weren't for Sen knowing Lin Bei's secrets, I probably would have fallen into the trap. No, the class teacher refused. What I'm saying is with good reason. If Fuqing Da hadn't been trained well, and also your grades have dropped, how will I explain it to your parents? The refusal of a small class teacher was in my anticipation. If I remember correctly, we are about to take the last diagnostic test. Or else, how about this? I smiled. Please, now put me as Fuqing Tai's classmate. If this test is about Fuqing Tai, if your grades haven't improved, then please, send me back completely. Of course, if my grades drop, you can send me back too. Is that okay with you? My insistence made the teacher reluctantly agree. I lifted the table and went straight to the last row where Fuqing Tai was. What do you want to do? Fuqing Da looked at Linbi with some discontent in his gaze. I grimaced and said, I'm helping you improve. Do you think I need your help? Fuqing Da rolled his eyes in displeasure. If it's someone who doesn't know her situation, let him come and help her. Fuqing Da trusts her 100%. Lin Bei knows her situation perfectly. Knowing that you still haven't said anything. Then, he's probably like a weasel wishing a hen a happy new year. He doesn't have good intentions. What do you really want? Fuqing Da fixed his gaze on Linbi's profile. I didn't even turn my head and just stared at the board. How handsome! Fuqing Da noticed that Linbi's beauty was complete and without any blind spots. Not only is her frontal face handsome, her profile is also very attractive. I wonder what Fuqing Tai is thinking. She shakes her head. Wong quickly banishes the negative thoughts from her mind. Really, I haven't turned my head yet, but my attitude is very sincere. I really want to help you improve. Lin Bei Fuqing Tai. The teacher is on stage, and the students' small movements are clearly visible. What's going on between you? You barely got together and you're already talking. Teacher, I raised my hand. We're not chatting, we're discussing this problem. Don't explain. The principal waved his hand. Since you said you're discussing a topic, then you two, go up on stage and separately write down the steps of your solution. Rruyan, who was previously dispirited, immediately cheered up after hearing the teacher's words. In my lads. Watching Linbi and Fuqing Da make fools of themselves. Rruyan, of course she wouldn't miss that. Let's go. The teacher made an inviting gesture towards the two of them. I didn't say anything and looked at Fuqing Tai. At that moment, all the gazes in the class were completely focused on Fuqing Tai. Most of the gazes were from those who just wanted to watch the show. Amidst everyone's surprised gazes, Fuqing Da slowly stood up, then walked towards the podium. Standing at the podium, I picked up the chalk and began to solve the problem. Just when everyone thought that Fuqing Da would take a long time to decide, when she couldn't even write a word, she, like Lin Bei, took her time to answer seriously. A moment later, both of them completed the answer smoothly. This is impossible, rruyan suddenly exclaimed. All the gazes were completely focused on Liu Rruyan. Liu Rruyan quickly regained her composure and explained. Fuinda is not a good student. That's why I doubt she solved this problem by herself. Liu Rruyan didn't say it directly, but her implication was very clear. She was telling everyone in the class that the reason Fuintai was able to write the solution steps for this problem was all because of Lin Vinimpe helping. However, Fuinai didn't get angry about it. Instead, she glared at the class teacher